Amines, like alcohols and haloalkanes, can be classified as primary, secondary and tertiary. So if we have a look at them, remember the functional group of the amine is an NH2 group. So this is traditionally what we call the primary amine. So notice the nitrogen has two hydrogens attached, and the nitrogen is attached to an alkyl group as well, so that's like a hydrocarbon side chain. But the key thing to notice here for primary amine is that the nitrogen is bonded to two hydrogens. If we have a look at the secondary amine, we see the nitrogen now has one of the hydrogens replaced with another carbon group, carbon-based group, and that could be the same as the original hydrocarbon side chain, or it could be a different group. But basically we look for the nitrogen having one hydrogen attached. And in a tertiary amine, there are no hydrogens left in that functional group. We've got all carbons surrounding that nitrogen atom. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. Here we have some examples of which one is primary, one is secondary and one is tertiary. Let's have a look at them. This one here, you can see, has an NH2 group. Now that NH2 group could be off the second carbon as well as the end carbon. It doesn't have to be at the end of a chain, but it is a primary amine. Because it has, and we recognise that easily by looking for the two hydrogens attached to the nitrogen group there. If we look for the secondary amine, it's over here with this nitrogen having one hydrogen attached. There's our secondary amine. And we don't need to be able to name secondary or tertiary amines, but we would call this a butyl amine or aminobutane with the side chain, ethyl side chain, off the nitrogen group. So instead of giving it a number like 1, 2 or 3, number of carbons, we would call this N-ethyl because it's off the ethyl group is off the N in the functional group. N-ethyl aminobutane, we'll call it, or N-ethyl butylamine, if you use that style of naming. So our tertiary amine is over here, where we've got the nitrogen that has no hydrogens left around it. Okay, so that's the tertiary amine.